Hi, Kim.
I'm so excited you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for birthing me.
You're welcome.
I know it probably wasn't real easy. And really, also, I'm sorry for the years 1992 to 1995. That also wasn't easy. But thanks so much, Mom. You stuck it out.
It's a faint memory, except for a few things.
Yeah, let's not talk about those real things today. Okay, for those who have not had the honor of meeting you in person, tell us who you are and who you spend your days with, and anything else you would like for identifying characteristics.
Wow. Well, I'm Patti, mother of Kim, wife of Randy, mother of Ryan and Lindsay, and you three have now married wonderful spouses and given us 8 grandchildren. So grandma is a big title for me right now. I love it.
In addition to that, you have other roles that you've played. Tell us about your violin life.
Okay, so I was a performance major on the violin, went to Iowa, and I played in the symphony for 40 years and played a lot of things around town and taught, had a Suzuki school, taught that for 40 some years. And yeah, that was a big part of your growing up.
Yeah.
Because every time you walked in the house, you probably heard violins playing.
Okay, so, and I didn't know all growing up that you were such a phenomenal musician. And I'm sorry about that too. 92 to 95. And also, I didn't know. In fact, I went to my first year of college. I remember walking down, I was a music major myself, and I remember walking down the halls and having practice rooms on either side and stopping and thinking, these are the string majors. My mom is so much better than these people. Oh my gosh, she's phenomenal. So, Mom, you're so gifted, and I didn't even know.
That's the way with all moms. Eventually, you get appreciated for different things. So yeah, it's an encouragement to know that.
Okay,
but I don't know that they were that I was that much better than they were.
I do know.
Oh well,
I do know. Really good job. I believe that you can talk a little bit about how you were balancing before it was cool. So now we have a lot of the conversation we have as moms on podcasts, on social media, and different conferences, leadership moments. We talk a lot about how do we balance home and family and work and dreams. And I don't know how you knew how to do that, and you did. So tell us how we're supposed to do that, please, Mom. Go.
Well, I don't know that I knew anything. There weren't books written about it. And by the way, thanks for having me on here because I love your podcast. And I haven't written a book. I haven't even thought about a book.
Well, if you hang out with me anymore, I'll have you change
But I
that.
love reading books, so that sort of is a qualifier. But anyway, what was the question? Oh, yeah, balancing. It was like all moms do. It's not like I was really any different. I mean, I was teaching and I was playing in the symphony and raising kids, and you just did it. But yeah, I mean, isn't it amazing how women can multitask and men can't very well? Have you noticed that?
I mean, we have a couple male listeners, so I don't want to offend all of them. But
Some can, evidently. But no, it's my mom, I grew up with a mom that was a teacher. And so I had seen her do this too, and I think part of it was we knew we had to kind of do some things on our own, and I'm not sure that was great or not great, but you did what you had to maintain what you were doing. And I loved playing and I loved being in the symphony, and I had a supportive husband. Not a multitasker, but he was a supportive husband in wanting me to use my skills and what I had worked hard to do. So that was great. But yeah, I knew your kids really didn't notice what I was doing all that much.
No, we had no idea. It took a good many years for me to know how fantastic you were at balancing all of that.
You're so sweet in front of all these people.
Oh, again, 92 to 95. Got some penance. I can identify with that because when my first book, when it came in the mail, I remember standing in our kitchen and Mark unpacked the box, took one of the books out of the boxes, and he was like, trying to, engender enthusiasm. My kids were really little, and I remember him showing them the book and saying, Mom wrote this book. You guys, look, Mom wrote this book. And they looked absolutely blankly at him and said, what are you talking about? So then he flipped it and showed my author photo on the back. They had absolutely no idea that I'd been writing a book. And really, that was probably the first 5.
Yeah.
They just didn't know. I mean, I think a lot of times our kids don't know what we're doing.
And you didn't get a reaction from them, but then you called me and I hit a high C. So
for
did
sure.
I fill in for that
Oh, you
part?
always have,
yeah.
for
Okay.
sure. No, and you were the reason that I even started in the first place. I've never told this story on air, but my mom, when you got wind of my fledgling dream to write a book, for Christmas, actually, this was probably 18 or 19 years ago.
Yes.
You handed me a box, and inside the box, there was a plane ticket to go to a writers' conference in North Carolina.
Yep.
And I burst into tears, and I could really do that now because I don't think I even had the guts to say out loud to me, maybe you should put some, grit behind this, or maybe you should put some of your resources behind this. Of course, we were in grad school and I was home with Anna. I had 0 resources, but you saw that and just put oxygen all over that fire.
Well, I always thought you were a great writer. I mean, from, the papers you wrote and so forth.
Right,
and the cards.
1991.
You wrote the best cards.
Mom.
I mean, really. So I knew there was something there.
Clearly a novel.
It was clearly, a skill.
So, Mom, thank you for being that person. I'm trying to do that for my own kids, just to see the dream and encourage it like crazy. And you did that. I don't know if you knew you were doing it. I think it comes pretty naturally to you to encourage other people. Do you think that's true?
Didn't know I did it.
Okay, speaking of encouraging, you have been so encouraging about this podcast. I love getting your texts after. I know when you've listened. I helped you subscribe, so it comes directly to your phone.
I do text you immediately and say, ask them for Christmas, ask them for Thanksgiving dinner, whichever one. And like the magician.
Yeah, Taylor.
Ask him for Okaboji.
Okay, I will. Taylor, you heard it. You are now invited to the lake. So, I just so appreciate it that you are absolutely the total cheerleader. And this is your chance, Mom. Okay. Is there anything part of the record you need to correct? Because I believe it was one of the first episodes that I mentioned that maybe you hadn't really taught me how to iron.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not a great life skill.
Why
I don't
didn't
miss
you
it.
edit that out, Betsy, the professional? Oh, my goodness.
Well,
everybody knows now that I don't iron at all.
I think that wearable fabrics are much better anyway. And now I'm passing that on to my children. I don't teach them either.
See, that's a drawback if you're teaching and playing and trying
Writing
to do
books.
all that. Ironing goes way to the bottom.
Totally.
Because you have to keep feeding the children
Right.
above that. So that's what happened.
So just have compassion for each other, listeners. When you see someone who's really rumpled, my guess is there are things going on at home.
Well, and you know what Lindsay said.
What? That's my sister.
Your younger sister who had to learn to comb her hair for school by the time she went to kindergarten. Because I was so terrible at that too, ironing and combing hair.
Okay, that's really true. My photos are real bad, Mom. Really blunt, weird bangs and just unfortunate a little bit.
They were in style at the time. No, I'm not accepting that.
No, they weren't.
Every woman my age right now, go get your children's pictures out and send them to my daughter, Kim, at whatever you are.
No.
And send them to her and show her that she wasn't the only one. Everybody had those bangs.
I feel like you went into like turbo mode the night before school
Well,
pictures.
that's true, but every mom does that, don't they? I thought every mom did
I feel like that's a high-risk moment.
Oh, well, it turned out fine. You're fine.
I will post a photo in particular of my brother that went under the gun right before his photo. And we all still love each other, but they weren't great. That wasn't your best moment. But you're a great cheerleader. Thanks for that. Thanks for the writing career. Okay, I have some questions about how you are such a phenomenal mom. Don't deflect this. A phenomenal mom, a phenomenal in-law mom. Wow. and a phenomenal grandma. How do you know? Let's zero in on the in-law part because I'm a couple steps behind you, so I'm watching what you're doing with adult children. We're moving into the holidays in particular.
Yeah.
How are you such a great mom of adult kids? Coach me, please.
Wow, that's a big question.
Should
I
have
don't
prepped
know.
you?
My answer is I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Well, you just
What do you do? How do you know to do that? You had good in-laws, right? That gave you
yes,
freedom.
I did absolutely, and we try to do that, and we try not to give too much advice to our, not just our in-laws, our kids. You probably can see scars on my tongue from when I had to bite
Biting.
that tongue for not giving advice. But you guys make great decisions, and you've all married people that are just jewels. So it's pretty easy when you make really great choices. So yeah, I just love them.
Were there nail biting moments? I mean, now I'm watching my kids moving into the dating phases.
Yeah, yep. That's the nail biting stage.
Totally.
There's no getting around that.
So how do you know when to weigh in?
You pray a lot. All of this is a lot of praying going along with all of this. And I don't know, you can't really orchestrate it. You just have to really trust that the decision making is going to be good. And when you see something that's not so great, then you pray some more, bite your tongue a few more times, and try to steer maybe the conversation in a way that, they'll see that maybe this isn't the right path to go on. And we were kind of vocal about it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if we thought you were, any
Moving
of
in
the
a
kids
bad
were,
direction.
or keeping company with people that we weren't sure about, we never knew if we were doing the right thing with that, but we just felt like we couldn't always be silent about those things. So the basic answer to that was, I don't know.
Okay, thank you for that.
Did that help?
Yeah, I need to hear that. It's hard for me to bite my tongue. And so I think if I balance it with a ton of prayer, it makes it really clear when I should weigh in and when not. You have always used humor as a weapon in our home. Do you know this about yourself? You're so good at using humor to diffuse high temperature. And I'm thinking about that particularly as we move into Christmas and the holidays. I know there are lots of folks who are entering into maybe some landmines with their family. What do you have to say? You're a ninja at that. And so I'm not sure you can answer this question because I think it comes really naturally to you. But now that I'm an adult, you can tell me for real, Mom. Were you strategizing? Like, do you know the beat where you're like, okay, people are getting too whipped up, I'm going to make a joke?
Probably not. I think it is sort of I think we've always had a home, and Randy and I have always laughed a lot.
Yeah, you have.
And I think that, that's always kind of been there. So it's a natural fallback. I never really thought about it that much. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we've laughed every day of the 51 years we've been married. Yeah. So I don't know. I never really recognized that in myself.
Oh, it was a gift. Can I talk to you about aging?
Probably.
This is a pivot, a hard pivot. Hold on.
Fine. I guess so. What do you want to know?
Here's the thing. You're so beautiful and so stylish.
Oh my gosh.
We've been talking about this.
Can I be on the podcast every week? Because this is great.
Yes, this is a wonderful chance for me to say that in a public sphere. I love how stylish and adorable you are.
You're so cute.
I'm not really, but I have to tell you, that also, I keep getting really serious. That also is a gift to me because I don't look at aging as a punishment. And I know a lot of women who do.
I know. Well, here's the deal.
Okay.
I think you finally get, now I'm 70, almost 1 now, but you finally start embracing the different things that are happening and thinking, I'm fine with that, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm going to enjoy this little extra fun that I have around my middle. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
No, I mean, we're in a culture where that just is devastating. And I just I've never really cared that much about all of that. I do care. I mean, obviously I care, right? I put makeup on for this, and people are they even watching? Do they watch this, or is it just listening?
We're going to put on some clips
For
and maybe the whole
those people
episode
that
for
can't
you, Mom.
see this, I have makeup on for this, so obviously I care. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. It's just so overblown, all of that, and you can spend so much time worrying about it. And I'm just thankful. You know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful that I feel good.
Right.
And I'm thankful that you're very sweet to say those things. You girls have always been so sweet to me about that. But I just think it's, it's just, you're more grateful every day when you get to be my season of life. And it's just, wow, great to feel good. So...
Well, I will let you know, I did not learn how to pack well from you. Again, because of the fit, you have had
a commercial break now.
Because when you're saying you didn't really care very much about it, that's a gift. And also, Lindsay and I have laughed on multiple occasions that you'll be like, I just really pack really light. Do you have deodorant and underwear? And I don't have pajamas or a bra. Do you have any of those things that I could borrow from you? So, you really don't put a high... It's great. It's a healthy importance.
Couple outfits and put your lipstick in the purse and go. Come on.
Problem. Yeah,
the girls will have it. So yeah.
Mark loves that I learned that from you, because he can say, let's go, and I am
You're ready to go.
Yeah. No, I really love that. Okay, this is a Christmas edition.
All right. That's because we're wearing red and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. I like it that you get very serious as soon as I put a different topic on the table.
Okay.
Here. So my question for you, do you have any particular Christmas tradition that you love, memory that you love? Go.
Wow. Okay, so tradition that I love and memory that I love. Well, actually, I love all things Christmas.
Yeah. Your house is gorgeous.
I really would love to have somebody run for public office that would just move Thanksgiving to a different place, like way earlier, because it interferes with my Christmas celebrating. And I know everybody talks about, how we have to keep it, we're getting so way over the top and it's too busy. Everybody's too busy. Let's simplify. And I always nod and agree, but I'm lying. I love all the stuff of Christmas.
You love the hoopla. Yeah.
I do. And so, you came for Thanksgiving, and I tokenly put a pumpkin on the table for Thanksgiving, but everything
Christmas
else was
up, baby.
Yeah, everything else was
we
Christmas.
Went big. Yeah.
So I don't know. I've had a lot of Christmases, but I love that part of it. And honestly, if you're a follower of Jesus, Christmas is a big deal. I mean, when you think about the actual event, that it was God with us, and they talked about it for hundreds of years before. And so it's a big deal. I don't apologize for celebrating it. And so when everybody else is saying, yes, we got to really cut down, I'm thinking, I need 2 more boxes of bulbs to put on the tree.
Rev it up. Yeah.
Because this is it. This is what differentiates us from every other world religion, is that he is with us, that he came to be with us. So I love Christmas. I've loved all of them. I have memories. Now, when you were growing up, how we'd go to the grandparents. So we didn't have I used to feel kind of bad about that. We didn't have traditions of Christmas morning in our house.
Right.
We were always on the road to go to the other, because we had little tiny brothers and sisters. And so we didn't have traditions like that. Here's one, Kim.
Okay, yeah.
Remember how, we're Dutch, right?
Yes, we are.
Totally Dutch. Proudly. And so in Holland, they have Sinterklaas come December 6th.
Yes.
And they totally separate it from Christmas. So my friend Faith, they're Dutch too, and we decided we were going to do it that way. And we didn't totally do it, but we put a wooden shoe. You had to put a wooden shoe by your bed December 6th, the night before, and a carrot in it for the
Reindeer.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you were good, you didn't get charcoal in there. And you would get a present.
Yes.
And I know Faith and I had so much fun with it. I don't think you kids gave a rip.
I
Do you remember
loved it.
any
Are
of that?
you kidding me?
Do you
Every
remember
single
it?
December 5 on the nighttime, and then I'd get an extra present. I mean,
yes.
great job with the multiculturalism, but mostly it was an extra present. I support.
I do have that memory. That's about it.
Okay, that was it. Okay, Jesus and Santa Claus. A perfect pairing.
Sinterklaas.
Turns out. Sinterklaas. So.
Yeah.
Well, Mom, I so appreciate it that you have been a very beautiful we could talk next time you're on.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk more about how beautifully you've taught me to love Jesus, because you have a very rich and yet uncomplicated faith. Super bright. I mean, you love reading old church fathers and mothers and C.S. Lewis, and you're sending me quotes all the time of these thinkers. And at the same time, you are able to say, man, what a rescue, right? What a beautiful thing that at Christmas we talk about how he scooped us up out of the muck and the mire. So we'll do that in another time.
Okay.
But thank you for showing me how to do that.
You're welcome. He's good to us.
He's very good. I ask all of my guests this last question.
Oh my goodness. Is it the book question?
It is. You've been listening. Don't worry. We can pause. Here is the two-prong. Number one, a book that you recommend over and over. And let me just say, listeners, this is going to be a trial for my mother, because she is a voracious reader. And all of my life, in fact.
I just broke out in a cold sweat.
Oh, gosh. It's not required that it would be the winning combination, just any combination.
Okay.
But you are a reader among readers. So this is going to be hard for you. So just breathe really deeply.
Okay.
One, a book that you recommend over and over. It could be a very old book, and just a book that you return to that you've recommended a bunch. Fiction or nonfiction. There's no pressure, okay? And then two will be a book that you are excited to read in the new year.
Whoa. Okay. Well, they kind of blur together. I've got certain authors I love.
That also works.
I do recommend, because C.S. Lewis, Mere Christianity, was a life changer for me. So I always that's always kind of hanging there for me. And I just read a really good nonfiction book. You'll be proud of me, because I don't read a lot of nonfiction.
Love fiction. Yep.
I do.
Me too.
But it's by Tim Keller, who I love, and it's called Hidden Christmas.
Okay.
And it's really, really good.
Great recommendation.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's not really a devotional, but I've kind of read it every day a little bit like that. So everybody would love that book, I think. And then let's see, I love fiction writers. I love Louise Penny. And
Same.
I love William Kent Kruger.
Same.
Yeah, I love cowboy stories.
Not
Craig
me.
Johnson. Oh, you should get into that.
Okay, I will.
I really love it. And with Native American stories like Tony Hillerman's writing.
Fantastic.
So I like that
Mysteries.
kind of stuff.
You really like mysteries.
I like mysteries. Yeah, I really do. And so yeah, I've got a whole stack in several different rooms of books that I'm trying to get to.
My favorite is when I intercept you on the way to donating to your library or to a book fair, because I'm, can I go in your trash?
Yeah.
And I've come up with treasures.
All
so
kinds
please, will you
show
please
you
tell me
first?
instead of me
Okay.
having to come up having this
All
right
right. Well,
moment?
it's embarrassing because I have so many books
No,
at
it's
home.
not.
So yeah.
You know who you raised.
yes,
I
I
support
do.
that hoarding. Mom, you
Yeah.
are a gift to me. I
Thank you,
just
Kim.
adore you. You are could not ask God for a better, more beautiful, faith-infused mama. So thank you for
That's
being who you are.
music to my ears. Merry Christmas, Kimmy.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming on the pod.
You're welcome. I'm never doing it again.